Welcome to our series of training videos presented by FrontRunner Professional. I'm Mark Miatello from the Customer Support Department with FrontRunner Professional. If you have any questions about what you're going to see in this video, send an email to us. You can send that to support@frontrunnerpro.com. We'll be happy to help with any questions or issues that you may have, and of course we'll respond to all requests as quickly as possible. Also, everything that we're going to show you here is laid out in step-by-step form in our online manual. We have diagrams in there. It's so simple to follow, it's scary. Now, the manual, of course, is available to you at any time. It's a great tool, and it's there 24/7 for you and your staff to refer to at any time. This video today is dealing with basic website editing. When you log into your site, of course, you're right here in the main page. But what you want to do is go to website. That's where your editor is. And before you actually can edit the site, we need to add a page here. We're going to add a page called Our Heritage. And you do that by going to the Manage section. Right here, we click Manage. That takes you to the site map. This shows you all the pages in your site, which ones are hidden, which ones people can see. Any with the brown, of course, means that there are child pages below that. Pages that are hidden that will never go to your site until you unhide them have brackets around them. So affiliations is not going to show on our site right now. When you go to our staff, you'll see all of these, the licensed staff and the non-licensed staff, they're showing, but the grief counselors isn't showing it until we unhide that. We'll get to that later. Right now, though, we do want to add a page in here called Our Heritage. So in this section, we go down to the Add, and you get this pop-up, and it's looking for the label for the new page, so we'll put in Our Heritage. And the page title will be Our Heritage, as will be the browser title. And as simple as that. You click OK, page is created, but we don't want the page at the bottom here. We want to move it up a bit. So we're going to click on the Move button right here, and we're going to move it here. So you can see you can move to anywhere in the site you want. We want it to be the first thing to get to when they get to the About Us section. Once we've got that set the way we want, we then click Save. Pretty simple. Now, to get back to edit that page, we go back to the editor. Up in the upper left here, click Edit, and you have your site will come up. Now, another little tip for you here: when you do some editing, depending on the size of your monitor, this might be a little bit of a squished area, especially if you're working on a laptop. You can go up here to the Collapse menu, click on that, and it collapses the menu to the side. It gives you a lot of real estate to work with when you're working in the editor, or in any part of the IMS for that matter. You'll see that. Now, I did create the Our Heritage page in the About Us section. That's what we're going to edit right now. Now, when you create a page, it defaults to a WYSIWYG type of page with the kind of editor that what you see is what you get. That's what WYSIWYG stands for. And you'll see that in the Edit Page Details up here in the right-hand corner. We want to look at the details. You'll see the different kinds of page actions that we have. And like I say, it defaults, any page you create is going to default to a WYSIWYG page. That's a pretty straightforward basic page where you can add a lot of stuff to it. We do have all these different types of pages. We have an open in the email form, which we're going to get into in one of our future webinars, if you should watch for that. We also have the picture gallery, which we'll be referring to, product catalog, quote builder. They're all coming up in future videos. But right now we're okay with this one, so we're just going to close it because it is the type that we need to work with. All right, so now to get anything on our page, we're going to have to edit the content. And here you see a basic editor like you see in any word processing software. Now this opens up in the very, very basic style, but you click on Advanced and you get a few more actions here. And most of these icons should look familiar to you from using different word processors. You can enter text just by putting in Our Heritage. You can also copy and paste, which I'm going to copy some material from another document that I have open. One thing you'll find though, if you right click, if you're used to right clicking and then clicking paste, you're going to get this and you're going to say, what the heck? Because of the security settings built into the web browser, you can't do a paste like that. You actually have to use the Control V if you're on a PC or the Command V if you're on the Mac to get it to actually paste the text in there. So you can put it in here or just click OK and then go back here, press Control V, and there's my text that I've copied over. So you have to do it that way. Now the fonts are set here. This one came over as I wanted. I'll just make sure that it stays that way. And we'll make it size 14. And then for our heritage, we want to keep the font style the same throughout the site if you can. We're going to bump this one up to 18. A couple of things you'll notice here, when I pull down to see what kind of fonts are available, it's browned out like that. That's just because of the theme of my website. We have a lot of brown in here, so that's why that comes up there. If you have a light colored website, it's going to be light. Don't worry about it if you can't see it, because you can see as you roll your mouse over it, no problem whatsoever. You can see what kind of fonts are available to you. And the same with the font size. And it's strictly because of the theme color that I have in the background. So we have that set. One other thing you probably can't see here because of that, up here we do have a preview screen. And because of that dark color, you're not quite seeing it, but if you click on it, it'll give you a preview of what you've just put in there. So you go, okay, that looks good to me, so I'll close my preview. And I'm pretty happy with that at the moment. But I do have a picture that I want to add into my page here. So there's a icon up here, and this is how you insert an image into the document. Just click on that. You will receive this pop-up. This shows you all the images uploaded into your file system already. And if you haven't uploaded your picture for this page, you can upload an image right from your computer. And here you go, you just simply click on Browse, which should default to your picture section. Computers are pretty smart that way. Get your picture, which I have marked here as Our Heritage. That's the one I want. And I'll open that. And we have to do nothing else with it except OK. That's not exactly where I want it, but that's okay, we can change that. Some editing features with the pictures. If you click on your picture, you'll get this pop-up. That's a double click, by the way, I should mention. And this gives you a preview of it. All this Latin here, don't worry about it. It's something standard on the web. It just comes up, but it's not going to affect your page at all. You can actually adjust the height and width of the picture if you like, but don't mess with that at the moment. You can put a border around your picture, and this is a numerical thing. Then you can go 5, and it'll give you a preview of the size of the border you have on there. Or you can go 10 if you want a really bold one. That's not looking bad. You can do a horizontal and vertical spacing of the picture from, as you see it, I've shifted over. I put a 5 in there. The vertical space, I put a 5 in there. Kind of separates it a bit from the text that you put in. And you can also adjust the alignment, whether you want it on the left or the right of your copy. So we're going to keep it on the left for now, and you'll see now all my copy has gone over there. Looks good. I'm pretty happy with that. I'll click OK. Click off here. These buttons allow you to expand or shrink the size of your picture. And I think we'll just leave it just about like that. And I'll space that down a bit too. I think I like that. I'm going to keep that one. Let's do another quick preview. So that's not looking too bad. Maybe I'll just do a little. Yeah, maybe it doesn't need the italics. As you can see, there's a lot you can do with this and play with it and get it the way you want it to look before you publish it to your live site. A lot of playing around the picture that you can do, and the actual page, I should say. Now, I do mention that we've been serving the beautiful city of Kingston, Ontario ever since. So it might be a nice touch, being that we're such a community-spirited business, that we want to put in a link to the city. So let's put in here, put that in capitals. And I should spell it correctly as well. And we'll, sorry about that. Keep our fonts the same. We're going to change that to, and we'll keep that a bit smaller size though, because we don't want it to overpower the page. Now to put the link in to the city's website, or a link to anywhere, you just highlight the word that you want to build the link on, go up to the top of the page. This is your link builder, as you'll see. Any of these icons, if you want to find out what they are, just hover over them and you'll get an explanation of what they are. So I click on that, and I don't know why my pop-up keeps going on the other screen, but it does. So we'll deal with that later. So you can have something linked into your site, to another page in your site if you like. You can have it linked to a file in your folder if you have a PDF file or some other document that you want people to read, or you can email, or rather, excuse me, link to an email, a website, or other. So we're just going to copy and paste the actual link to the city's website that I already have. I just drop that in there, and I'm going to have it open in a new window. Click OK, and I'll click Save. So here we've built our heritage page. We've put a picture in, we've put in a few basic details, and we've created a link to, and let's see how that works, the City of Kingston website. And our page is all set. Pretty straightforward. Okay, now we're going to edit our staff page. Now I'll show you the licensed staff page, which we've already got created here. And there's the boss, little descriptor, we have a header in here, and you'll notice the editor's a bit different because this is a bit different type of page. If you go to the edit details, you'll see that we have a staff directory type page. And there's a reason for that. It gives you a different little layout and a different format. And it gives you a different editor to work with. So here we have our licensed staff. We also have a page for non-licensed staff. So we'll have a look at that one. And here we have some information in the header section, which you can edit at any time. And no information in the footer, but once again, you can edit the footer right here. And for editing content, just click on that. And you'll see that we have Jane's information right there. But we want to add a new one, so we're going to click on New to put in another staff member. And here you get all the information. Is this staff member visible? Yes. Should a staff member leave at the spur of the moment, you can just click that down to No, publish your site, and they'll be off your site instantaneously. We'll keep the picture on the left, description on the right. You can change that as you wish, vice versa. Picture, once again, if it's in your file, it'll show here. If it's a picture that you've already uploaded. If you haven't, you just go to Upload Picture. And here you get the option to browse for the picture, which once again should default to your picture page. And we'll take this one. I think that's the smallest of the bunch. You kind of want to work with small photos. If you work with big photos, it slows down the system. People that might not have a very fast internet connection, it will slow down the page loading. There's nothing more annoying when you're on the net and a page takes forever to load. So you want to try to keep your pictures to a small size. Now, information for this staff member. This should start to populate for me because I've been in here so many times. But you can see you can fill in all the details. Toll-free phone number, office phone number, the fax number, home phone if you want that information up on the site, and a short description. There you go. That's that very nice description of this gentleman. You can also add a more info page for this staff member. The whole idea being is that you'll put in a short description about the staff member and then a more info page if you have a very detailed bio that you want to put up on the site. This keeps the page nice and clean, the original page, and if someone's interested in more information about this person, they click on the more info page, they take it to another little page and they have all the information in there. And like I say, it will keep the original page nice and clean, quick loading, and it just looks better to visitors that way. So we have the information that we're going to put in at the moment. We're not going to add any more than that right now. We save it. And there you can see we have our two staff members in there. We'll close it and see how it looks. There we go. So we have that nice alternating look, thinking, that's probably not the best, but it doesn't make my site look good. Okay, go back in there and edit it, shift that picture over. You can also edit the positions that Jane should be much higher on the ranking. So let's change the positions. And then you can see we'll click on Jane's name, we'll move her up and submit that. Close it. And now Jane is on the top of the list. As simple as that. So it doesn't matter what order you enter staff members in, you can just keep adding them, and then shift their positions later how they want to come up and do any extra editing that you need to do on that. Okay? Next, we're going to move to the facilities page. These pages have all been created. Remember, if you have to create them, you go into Manage and set them up on your sitemap. Just create the page, save it. It's going to default to a WYSIWYG type page, remember. So you may have to change that. We're going to work on the visitation rooms right now in our facilities. And you'll see that the other rooms are hidden when I go over there. That the Hour Chapel, Reception, Lounge, Coffee Lunch, they're not going to show up on the website yet. The only thing that's going to show in your facilities at the moment is visitation rooms. Once again, that's something you do in the sitemap. As I mentioned, when you create this page, if you have to, it's going to default as a WYSIWYG page. What you're going to want to do rather, is open a picture gallery. And I'll explain as to why you want that picture gallery. You'll see that you do have this editing style again, where we've already put our header in. These are our visitation rooms. We've added one room in here so far. We don't have a footer on this page yet, but you can always add that, of course. But we're going to add another visitation room. So we go into the editor and click New. And we'll keep the picture on left, description on right. It is visible. We show it in the main data frame, and we have to upload the picture again, so we don't have this loaded into our file system yet. Once again, I browse. I find my green room for visitation. See that? Simple as that. I open, proceed, and it brings my picture in for me. Now the title is, and this will probably come up automatically because I've done this before, but I want to set the font to Times Roman, and we'll make it size 4. We'll keep it bold. Oh, we better bold and italic, right? And a little description about the room. So once again, we want to keep our fonts the same here. No special effects on our description at all. So it's as simple as that. We've added this new visitation room. You can do a much longer description, of course, as you want, if you want, but we're keeping it short and sweet for this video. We save that information. You now see that the green visitation room is there. We'll close. And there we have it. It's as simple as adding it like that. And you can keep adding as many options or many rooms as you like for your visitation rooms. Add as many photos as you like. The one thing I mentioned about the picture gallery page, when you have that type of page, if people click on the picture, they get a nice big pop-up. So it's a much better inspection of it. And then just click back. There we go. And you're back to your page. But because the green room is our second favorite, as the rose is our first, we better edit that content and change their positions. So rose, oh sorry, positions first. The rose should be on the top. Submit. Simple as that. They'll rotate their position on the page. And there we go. Quite simple. And you can add as many as you like here. Like I say though, you probably want to keep the descriptions fairly short. And I guess I should have put a little italic on that font, but so be it. You want to try and keep that as similar as possible, obviously. And like I say, you want these descriptions short so you don't end up with a page that it takes a half hour to scroll through. Okay? So you'll see it as you go, and you'll be able to adjust and play with it as you do go. Now, we also want to go to our community links. We want to put some flower shops. So we go down to the Resource Center, Community Links, we're going to go up to Flower Shops. As you can see, all these pages are hidden. It won't be showing on our site right now, but our Flower Shops page will, because it doesn't have the brackets around it. We've unhidden it in the site map. Now I've already done work on this page where I've put in some information on the flower shops in the city and how great they are and how our clients should be going there to use them. And I've got Pete's Flower Emporium already added, but I need to add more. Once again, we'll check on the details on this. And you'll see that we've opened a business directory. Once again, it gives you a bit of a different layout and has a few different functions on how it's going to list the businesses. We'll close this. That's why you have to be sure of the page action that you select for the page you're building. You have to do a little advanced thinking on that and what you're going to do. So we've got our header in there. We don't have a footer on this page, but we're going to enter some content. We're going to put a new one in. And we're going to make it visible, of course. The business name, let's make this Paula's Flower Shop. There she is right there. The category, this is a listing of different categories of what the business is. Should someone come to your site and start searching for flower shops, then this is what's going to come up. This helps with the search. Now you don't have to scroll all the way down through these. If you just hold the F key, because we're looking for flower shops, obviously. So here we go. A flower shop. We'll also put in, once again, to help with the search, with different spellings of flower shops, as you can see. We'll do florist, and we'll do floral arrangements. Now, if you happen to come across this and there's not a category in there that suits the business that you're putting in, but there should be, should there not be, you can just put it here in the other, and then it will be added to your database. If you have a question about what any of these fields are, just click on the little question mark right beside them, and you get a nice pop-up describing us what they do, what they're about. A short description for you that should help explain it. Now, we'll put in the address for Paula's. She's in the next town, but we do big business with her. And we'll pick a postal code out of here. You'll see a lot of these fields are already populated. Cities will come up. You can put in their phone number. You can enter the alternate phone number, a fax number, email if they want to have that on there too for contact, their web address if they have one. Always a good thing to do if you're putting in a community, rather a local business in the community. Contact person if they have a specific person that handles the phone orders or the email orders or what have you. You can put those in there. A description of the business. And you can add a more info page. That's what I was saying before, that if you want to keep the original page nice and neat, keep the description short, but then add a more info page. If you want to, highlight some pictures of the business itself or some of the arrangements they have or whatever you want to put in that's kind of long and may expand the page to a huge size, put it on the more info page. That way people can click on the one, there's going to be a little icon that says more info, and then just click there and it opens up a nice new page. You can upload a picture of the business if you have it, or the business logo if you'd like to add it. More pictures for the more picture page, you can put those in here too. But we're going to keep it pretty basic for the moment. And we save that. So now Paula's is in there too. One other thing before we look at the page. If you go to Edit Settings, this will actually help you arrange. We're not going to worry about the inherit database at the moment. You can list by alphabetically, and this is alphabetically by the city location. All right. So you can do by location and do a manual sort on it. You can do a location alphabetically, list them by category, or list alphabetically. A little bit different. We're going to list alphabetically by the name of the business. So you set up how you want it. So our first city. You could probably change those around, but it's up to you as to which one you want where. Okay, so that helps you with the settings on that. We'll save that. Close that. And there they are. Nice follow-up which we've entered with her short description here. NPeaks is still in there, and as you keep adding these, you will automatically get a divider bar there, and you can have 20 flower shops on here, you can have 3 flower shops on here, whatever works for you. And once again, add that more info page if you have a lot of details that you want to enter. That way it keeps this part nice and clean. You can have their web address, that sort of thing, with a link to their site too. Now, that wraps up our basic website editing video. If you have any questions on how any of this works, just give us a quick email, support@frontrunnerpro.com. Send that off and we'll get back to you just as quickly as possible. And of course, you can always go back, watch the video all over again, and check the online manual, a very handy tool for you to be using. And check our other videos too on the more website editing and advanced website editing for more help on how you can get more detail and do a lot more with your website. Thank you for your time.